Good evening, everybody. It's so good to see you. And yes, this is the last stream. I know there's going to be a lot of broken hearts about that one. Look, I know it's not a big deal, and I know it's not like happy news, if you will, but it's just not a big deal. I think I probably feel it more than you guys, probably more as a relief, because it's always looming in the back of my mind that I got this live, so I got to stay prepared and keep putting notes on a paper so that I have something to talk about. But yeah, it's coming to an end. I might sneak in just one more in a couple weeks here, just before the fishing and grilling event, just to touch base with you before I go out on the water, for that very important event that I'm going to talk about in just a few minutes. But so not ever, no. I know, Jingo, you're saying ever, for how long? So that's it. I'll probably peek back in there. And guys, I do have the channel. I'm happy doing live streams. I can just pop in here and do a live stream if I feel like it. But what I told you guys is that I was committing to a block of live streams here, and I've kept to it. I've done as best I can to make it somewhat interesting and somewhat educational, and we've stuck with it, and I think it was good. Not great, so we got places to go. For next year, I'm going to plan on doing this through this same block of time, so we have that to look forward to. It's just another dynamic to the channel, and it's all good. So let me say hi to everybody in the chat here. Mike, I did read your comment that you were out fishing today, the 5th, the day that I said would be a great day to be on the water, and you said it was a tough bite. My big question is just, were you out in the morning or the evening? The moon set at like just before lunchtime or something like that. We could look at the chart, and it can be like an absolute switch. It really can be. And I know that it was a little stormy this morning. When I woke up, there was a bit of rain. So you were out all day. All right, very good. So with the rain, it will, keep a lot of people from going on the water. And unfortunately, I did not see the rain in the forecast to tell you to watch out for that. But tough bite. Hey, if it was a tough bite, I will say this. I can just be wrong. I could just be wrong. So we do our best to kind of narrow it down so that we better our chances, but ultimately you might just go out and there's just something you didn't think of, or, you could just be wrong for some other reason. And it's hard for me to say for sure because I wasn't on the water today. But Jingo, good evening. You said you just finished bank fishing down at Shy Beaver and you caught a 1.5 pound perch. Sheesh, that is a nice fish, guy. That is nice. And a massive channel cat, too. I think, me personally, I'm more excited about the perch than the catfish. But that's cool. Sounds like you had a good day out anyways. So very good. Yeah, so I think I dressed like it's not the last of forever and ever and ever, but I have business in Florida, so I got to leave for a few weeks. I'm not going to be able to do anything as far as Raystown and this channel. I'm not going to do anything at all. So this is the last live stream that I promised during this block of time. So from here, I'm going to be focusing on charters, and I want to be able to really devote myself to that because that's just the time of year that's directly in front of us, and I want to give my clients every chance I can to make sure their successful trips. Good evening, Doug. It's good to see you, buddy. It was good talking to you on the phone the other day, too. Wyatt, welcome to the live stream, my friend. All right, Buck, good evening. Hello back to you. And Jingo, you said you went out today because I said it would be good, and you met a ton of people at Shy Beaver who hammered crappie and channels today. All right, very good. Very good. So they did really good on crappies and channel cat. It makes sense then if the perch, the channel cat, and the crappie were doing good, kind of, maybe it's just a section, because if you're putting in at Shy Beaver, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, Rick, good evening. Brock, it was a tough bite today for you, and Sunday was 1,000 times better. Good. That's awesome. Yeah, so when I did my block of time, if you guys remember, I did like a 3-day thing, like it was going to be those 3 days. I may have had those 3 days delayed. Like maybe I should have shifted those 3 days back. So instead of the 4th, 5th, and 6th, maybe it was supposed to be, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, whereas maybe today we're tapering off. It's possible. I'm just throwing that out there. Ultimately, you go out, you put your line in the water and see how they're doing. But I'm glad you guys got out there. I'm glad you guys took advantage of this little warm spell we had. We had a few hours. Any day on the water is a good day. And I'm going to do a prediction for you here coming up too, and it's looking good too. I think the weekend might be, if you struck out during this block of time, maybe this weekend is the weekend whenever you get to redeem your fishing trip. But I'm glad you guys all got out there. It sounds like you guys did at least get on the water. Success is a measurement that is difficult to put your finger on, but getting on the water, to me, that was the success. You've already achieved it. Catching, or even catching lots and lots of fish, that's just icing on the cake. Hey, Harold. Hal, good evening, my friend. Good evening. Eric, it's good talking to you too, buddy. Thanks for stopping in here for the live stream. And Bruce, good evening. So, if we haven't met, if it's your first time on the channel, my name's Randall. I have a pretty humble fishing charter at Lewistown Lake mostly, and it's good to meet you. Thanks for stopping in for the live stream. If you're not subbed, go ahead and do that, and the thumbs, thank you for that. I want to jump right into the forecast because we already kind of talked on it. Yeah, I want to do that one first. So let me go ahead and just share this with you. So what I was looking at is here the weekend. I told you that I am traveling to Florida, and right here on Friday is the day that I'm looking at actually going. And the reason being is I got some clear skies, and it's 71. So you may not need to travel on the motorcycle, but if you have before, you know that those are good conditions. So I don't want to miss them, especially since Saturday I'm seeing there's rain. I think that I'll be at a buddy's house down in Roanoke whenever that rain is moving through, and I'll probably just hang out with him all day Saturday. That's all biker stuff. Let me talk fishing. I gotta keep focused. You guys know where my mind is. I gotta pull it back to fishing. So we're gonna have a couple nice days here as far as temperatures. So we're gonna see temperatures in the water rise, and what's really nice here is we're gonna see some steadiness too. So we got this 75 to 70 degrees here over the weekend. So that's between now and Sunday. The temperatures are going to be very kind of steady. We're going to have a little storm move through here on Saturday. Typically means we got a low pressure system coming through, and we're going to look at the moon in a second too. But the forecast right now looks really nice on Sunday, and I'm going to come back and talk with you about Sunday whenever I talk about the moon as well. But that's kind of what it's looking like. So if there's one day for you to get out on the water, maybe it's Sunday, and I'm going to talk about the moon and what that's doing too, and kind of give you a little bit of a prediction there. All right, so good evening. Do you guys have any questions for me before I get too deep into my notes here? If you have anything, just by all means throw it up. So I am leaving for a couple weeks, but I'm coming back because we got a very important thing coming up on the schedule, and it is fishing and grilling. And I know you guys have seen me talking about it because you guys are awesome. You're clicking on the going thing here, and you're saying that you're either interested or you are going, and you have been marking those, and I really appreciate it. We have a lot of folks who are saying they're coming, and we have even more people who are interested. If you come to the conclusion that you're not just interested, you're actually going to commit and come, please go back to this page here, click going, just so we have an idea of who's going to come. And I think it's going to be a good time. I think we're going to have a great turnout. And guys, I do think that we're having a good warm-up right now, and it's going to create a very active bite for fishing and grilling. So if you missed fishing and chilling, this is the tail end of it. This is the beginning of the fishing season. This is the spring bite starting off. So if you needed some encouragement to get out on the water, this is the time to do it. Go in here and click going, and I will see you there. That is right at the end of this month. The dates are right here. It's March 28th to the 31st. These are the last few days that you can camp at Nancy's Boat to Shore for free. That's why I pinned them there. So it's the last chance to do some camping, and it should be pretty mild. So the weather should be nice, and I think it's going to be a good time. I think you guys will like it. If you haven't gone out and camped at Nancy's yet, I think you should give it a shot. I think you'll really enjoy it. And if nothing else, we'll be there to hang out. We'll just We'll do some grilling and just hang out and talk and stuff. And I will be there to give you directions too. So if you are struggling at all, I'll do my best to try to guide you on to fish. I do want you guys to catch, so just talk to me. Either through text, through phone call, or show up and talk to me face to face. We'll see if we can get this. We'll get you guys catching. It is Georgia weather. You're right. You're absolutely right. Georgia weather is beautiful, isn't it? It really is God's country down there, man. I love Georgia. I think I'm going to end up really spending some real time in Florida in the future. So I think everybody should. Everybody should. No one's retiring from Florida and moving to Pennsylvania. We're all retiring from Pennsylvania and going to Florida. It's a good place. I think it's worth going to. Very good. Well, I'll tell you what. Since I don't have an event listing for the barbecue that's coming up at Zane Weaver's Rough and Ready Campground, what I think I'll do is, how about I do this? I'll bring up this right here. Most of you have seen the newest video I did. It's this one right here that I keep queuing for play. I just want you to see that there. It's Rough and Ready Campground. This is just the sign that hangs out in front of Zane Weaver's place. And that's what you'll see whenever it pulls in. The date is right there on that thumbnail, so if you ever forget, you can come back to it. If you're a veteran, a friend of a veteran, if you can bring a veteran, if you just want to support the veterans, by all means show up. You don't have to be a veteran. You just have to be encouraging or supporting the veterans and such. But anyways, we're going to do a barbecue. It's going to be lots of food. April 28th at noon till about 2 o'clock. And guys, I don't want you guys to send me any donations. I haven't received any. So it's full transparency there. No one has sent me anything toward the Veterans Barbecue, but Zane Weaver is going to be hosting this event, and he's going to have real vested interest in this. This is going to cost him electric, time for setup and tear down and cleanup, and he's going to make things available for a campfire and such for s'mores or mountain pies and such. What I'm trying to say is, if you want to donate toward the Veterans Barbecue event coming up on April 28th, please direct it to Zane, because that's who needs it, not this guy. I'm just showing up to hang out and talk, and I'm just telling you guys about it in the live stream, trying to spread the word, and hopefully you guys are doing that too. So April 28th, I'll get an events page listed for that, probably when I get back from Florida. I don't think I'll have a chance to do it before that, but before I get back, when I get back from Florida, I'll do my best to throw that up, and it should be up for more than a month, so people will have plenty of time to click going or interested. So, but April 28th, if you have anything to send as far as donations, go to Zane's, frequent his bait shop, get a campsite, and just Zane Weaver's Rough and Ready Campground. That's where that should all go, and he's been great about this too, man. It's been incredible. Now, I can do this, though. Let me bring up the moon. I like looking at the moon stuff. So let me do that. Where am I at here? I thought I had it up, but I guess I don't. Must have closed it. Okay. I'm going to check on the live stream here, make sure I didn't miss any of you guys. I'm kind of clicking around, you know what I mean? So, good evening. Yeah, Big Kenny. Good evening, man. Welcome to the live chat. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for being in the chat, man. Appreciate you talking too. I appreciate the interaction, guys. And those of you who don't interact, I know you're out there. It's all good. I'm glad you guys are just watching. The viewership really helps the channel. A little bit of interaction goes a long way. But make no mistake, just watching the video, it is the biggest feedback that you give YouTube is how many views and such for the channel. So thank you. Whether you realize it or not, you're supporting this channel in a big way simply by viewing it, just by showing up. So thank you. Your presence is enough. So here I am looking at the moon, and here we are at moonrise and moonset, and today is the 5th. So this is what I was kind of talking about just a minute ago, is the moon rise and the moon set here for the last couple days has been kind of early. So here it's setting. You guys see it's just setting like by 10 o'clock in the morning. And then today it was setting right around lunchtime. So the peak bite for today was first thing in the morning, and as that moon gets further and further away and it drifts lower and on the horizon, it has less and less of an influence. It doesn't get them fired up. So the higher the moon, the higher likely that you're going to have a good bite, is what I'm saying. That's tapered off, but I want you to look forward now to what's happening here for the tail end of the week here. So we got the weather that I said for between now and Sunday is going to get real steady. We got a little bit of a low pressure system moving through. Sunday probably looks the fairest as far as for us. You know, the air temperature, there's no rain. It's going to be a beautiful day on the water. So let's look at Sunday together, and I'll give you guys an idea of what to expect. Sunday is the 8th right here, and I like this. See, the moon distance is closing. The 9th is, excuse me, let's see what the bottom is. Right here's the bottom. The 10th, new moon. That's that little black dot is there. That is the bottom of how far the moon's going to get. That's as close as it's going to get. But guys, 223, that's really good. And it's coming up at about 6 in the morning, and it's going down 4 o'clock in the evening. What that means is most of the day, the moon is in your favor. If you go back even just one day, you'll see that it changes pretty quick. So 6, 7, and 8, those are the days that are going to look the best. I think the 8th is probably your best shot at a hot bite. So if you guys only have one day to commit, Sunday is probably it. That's what I'm suggesting to you. And if you went out on the water based on my suggestion and you did not have a good day out, like you just didn't catch many, you know it could be many things, right? It could be your presentation. You could be going too quick or too slow. There's a lot of things you could go through. So it's difficult for me to give you an assessment based on, just being the armchair quarterback from this position and stuff. Good evening, Karen. Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you. Yeah, so if you want some input real time while you're on the water, if you guys haven't done this yet, put my phone number into your phone. Shoot me a text. Start talking to me like that, and I'll do my best to kind of guide you down to the little things too that might help you out. Sometimes it's just a matter of the color you're choosing or the depth you're running. I think I want to say that the depth I've been hearing that's been doing the best is about 30 to 50 feet. So if you're pulling spoons a little bit fast and you're in 25 feet, you might just be too shallow. So it could be a simple little adjustment in your presentation. It can make all the difference in your day. So please close that gap. Put my phone in your number, shoot me a text, and I'll do my best to keep you straight while you're out on the water. Very good, very good. Let me put a pin in this conversation about where the fish are. I want to do what I've been trying to do here lately is channel shout outs. And so tonight's channel shout out, I'm going back to my buddy Paul from Aquatraction of Southern PA. You guys have seen his work already. This is his page on Facebook, and he did do the layout on this boat. I'm showing you guys this because I know a lot of you are getting your boats ready for the spring bite, but you need a new deck. If you do, there is Paul's phone number right there. Do the same thing with him as you did to me. Shoot him a text, give him a phone call, touch base with him, and if you're an email kind of person, there's his email too. But I'm telling you, that phone call is the number one way to get a hold of our friend Paul. And Paul's a good man. He'll take care of you. He's got lots of photos in his page here you can kind of flip through and look at and get some ideas of what he's done. Here's one of me. Look at that. I didn't even realize this one was in there. But you can go through his photos here and see some of the work he's done. Let me grab one up here that looks pretty impressive here. There's the one on his cover. We'll just grab one by kind of at random here and give a look. Here we go. This one looks cool. That one looks cool. So he's very tight lines. He gets in there. The machine he uses gets very precise on on these cutouts. Very precise. Yeah, so anyways, check it out. That is Aquatraction Southern PA, and right here, this blue box right here too. This is a great method here too. You bring it up, say, "Hey, buddy, Here we go. Shouted you out on the live. All my respect. We'll give him a smiley face. What do you say? So shoot him a message kind of like that. Say something nice to him. Encourage him in his business and support him. If you guys are putting a new deck on the boat, give Paul a shout because you will not be upset with the result you get from it. They are incredible looking decks. So good evening. I think I kind of covered most of the bulk of what I wanted to cover for this. I wanted to just kind of hang out a little bit tonight before I scoot down to Florida. But what's on you guys' mind? What are you running into? Any feedback for me? What are you seeing out on the water? Maybe I should talk a little bit about this moon just a little bit while you guys are formulating a question or two. So we have this. So here we are, the 5th. Let's look at this for a second. So it was rising first thing in the morning at like 4 a.m. And you see how low it stayed on the horizon? Your peak bite time was really in the morning. Like you figure that highest peak of the moon was from 6 to 10. I'd say about 10 o'clock. About 10 o'clock it probably started getting weak. That's probably what happened. Let's look at the 4th. I kind of want to look and see where it was at. So it's kind of like the same result, but it's just pushed back a little bit. It's pushed about an hour behind that. But this website, you guys can check it out. It's a timeanddate.com. This is a good resource. You should be using this and doing some of your own like kind of analysis, if you will. And then on the 9th, what am I looking at here? I didn't want to go that far. On the 6th, the next day, it's rising about 5. Your better hours are about 8 to, say, 11, something like that. 8 to 11 on the 6th. But let's, so tomorrow about 8 to 11 is what I'm saying is your best time frame. See, when the moon is the highest like that, it's going to have the most impact. It does draw them out. I don't know why. I don't understand it. I'm not a fish. They have that different sense. You know, they feel things that we don't feel. That whole lateral line thing, I think it really affects that. There's probably a science in that. If you guys know what it is, you know what it's called, I'd like to hear about it. But tomorrow it looks like it starts to get, it's still good till a little bit after lunch. So tomorrow's pretty good. But I think, excuse me, not tomorrow, but the 7th rather. And then the 8th I think is whenever the moon's actually getting higher. See how it's like up at this 30-degree line? Maybe that's something we should keep an eye on. I'll start watching that when I do my analysis, is how high it's actually over the horizon. Like the impact is going to be greater the higher it is, or some sweet zone, the sweet spot, if you will. But there it's breaking over 30, and that's going to be between 9 and we'll say like 2 o'clock or something like. It's like 9 to 2, middle of the day. That's nice. I like it when it's like that because you don't have to feel bad if you show up to the dock, an hour behind. But new moon. And I've done good on the new moon. I do like the new moon. See how much higher it comes above the horizon? It's up there around, 45 to 50 even. Yeah, so, and we're looking at about 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock. So this is an afternoon bite. And I think I'm kind of thinking about this a little bit differently. Maybe what we need that moon to be above the horizon, above that 30%, or 30-degree angle, if you will, before it has the effect we're hoping for. I wonder if that's a correlation. If you guys know something about that, let me know. And then let's go one more day. Look how high it gets. It gets all the way up here. 55, something like that. 55 degrees. And again, we're still in an evening bite. Really, I think this is, I wouldn't even encourage you to go until noon. Say noon through the evening. And that's on the 11th. And the 11th is Monday. So yeah, but I'm still going to lean on the Sunday. The Sunday is the day I'm going to call it for you. If you guys want to get out, you only got one day. I think Sunday is the day. Sunday's the day. And I would tell you to go out from about 9 to 2, I think is probably what I'm going to suggest for you. Cool. So if you had nothing else to go on, now you've got something. And whether you can prove it or disprove it, just get out there and do it, you know. Lots and lots of bait, yep. Hal, it's a great question. Honestly, I have not been on the water enough to give a good report on where they're located at currently. I can tell you what I would, if I was going to go on the water right now, where would I look? I can answer that question, though. So, Hal, first of all, for crappie, if I was looking for crappie, where would I go? I think I'm going to be looking for submerged structure, 30 foot, something like that. But I don't want them close to the bottom. I think I want to find a tree of some sort that's up in that, like, we'll say 20 to 25 feet deep, but in about 30 to 35 feet, maybe even 40 feet deep of water. So you want some kind of tree that's up there, but kind of against the edge usually is where you find them. But your submerged timber is a great place to find them, and I think I would probably put in at James Creek. Excuse me. So I think that's what I could say for crappie. As far as striper, I don't think you can go wrong this time of year just pushing back into all the feeder creeks. If there's a stream feeding, you should be trolling around there. You should be checking it out. And don't hesitate to go back in, too. And I'm telling you, drag your boards in 1 foot of water. You know, big fish, get back in there. But ultimately, it's what you just, who actually said it about the bait. Bait, Brock. So Brock mentioned there's bait, lots of bait. There you go. Brock, where you saw the bait is where you'll find the striper. So when you're out there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push those feeder creeks and I'm going to look point to point and I'm going to burn gas. I'm not really interested in fishing. I need to find the bait that's back in those coves. And when I found those bait back in there, I don't care if I've marked striper or not, they're back there. They are back there because they're going to follow that bait. So stay on the bait, and you should be on the striper. So that's always going to be good advice. I've said it a few times in my videos. If you found the bait, you found the fish. It's hard to really get that in your brain because you'll be fishing it and not succeeding. You won't be catching and stuff. But, man, you just got to know they are there. They are there. They do not go far from their food source. They're predators. That's what they do. Every predator is kind of like that, you know. They stay close to their food source because they're smart. But I'm glad you're finding bait. So, Brock, if you're finding bait, you're already, that's half the battle. So if you found the bait, start there. And how, if, yeah. So I appreciate that. Eric just saw, I have lures behind me and stuff. I haven't mentioned them and stuff, but you can go to randallrydes.com and pick up a set of lures. I do have a couple there. I'm ready to ship them to you right now. What you see is what I have right now. I'd love to sell all those before I go to Florida. I'd love to have some gas money. So by all means, send in the orders, randallrydes.com. Thank you, Eric, for pointing that out. So, Hal, if you're getting out on the water right now and you don't have any guidance, you don't know where to put in, and you don't have any guidance, I'm going to tell you James Creek, but I might suggest that you run north from there. So actually go up under the Entrecon Bridge and go north a while. Go find some feeder creeks, you know, all the way up to Trough Creek. So anything between Entrecon Bridge and Trough Creek, find any feeder creek and go back and check it out. Find the bait, troll the points, look around, spend some time, use your electronics and see what you can see. There's a lot of places back there you can find them. North side, I'm sorry, if the west side doesn't have it, check the east side. You know, don't be afraid to run across the lake too and do a little bit of, you know, you might look like a bass fisherman for a while, and that's okay. There's a reason those bass guys do that. I know that can be frustrating to see them jumping around like that, but they're looking for something very specific. Yeah, so Brock, I think, is confirming. You can read his comment there. He's confirming kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, you're welcome, Hal. Anytime. Anytime, man. So tonight is the last live stream. If you guys haven't done the thumbs up yet on any of them, this is the one. Now, if you've been steady about doing the thumbs up and comments and just supporting these channel, all the videos on the channel and stuff, thank you so much. But if you've been quiet most of the time, tonight, with it being the last channel or the last live stream, I'd appreciate it. If you do the thumbs up, thank you. Nothing around trough today. Okay. Very good. Now that's East Bank. So we're talking about the east side. So Trough Creek is to the east. And you think about like how much time the sun's in the sky. So the water temperature is going to be different on the east than it is to the west. And that can be micro too. It could depend on the cove. You know, the angle of the cove gets more water, more sunlight through the day. It'll warm up, even though there's another cove that's still essentially on the same bank, but it doesn't get hit with as much sun, so it doesn't warm up. Well, the bait fish are going to find their way into the warmer cove. This time of year, I think what you're looking for is the warmer spots. So pay attention to the temperature readout on your electronics. And don't be afraid to drive around and look. Good feedback, Mike. Mike, I appreciate that. You say you looked at shy and watercolor, pushed you to H. Sounds you made a bad call. Well, you know, the murkiness of the water or the stain in the water isn't something that should scare you away from fishing. I would say there's some things that I would, if I say, so, okay, Mike, you come out and we're on a charter, we're looking for striper, and I know they're there, but the water's just heavy and stained. What I'm going to do is I'll change my rig. So my Carolina rig, I usually have about a 4-foot lead between my weight and my minnow. So my weight right here, I'll usually have a swivel back to a hook, and it's usually about 4 feet long, right? What I'll do is I'll shorten that. I might shorten that down to just about like 1 or 2 feet. And in front of the weight or up by the weight, I'll put some glass beads, and like 2, 3, 4 beads right up there in the front. So they have that little clack, clack, clack sound. As that fish is pulling, as you're pulling it through the water, it's just going to be these little clack, clack sounds. And I like using glass because they have a good sound to them. So there's a little sound attractant to it. I might slow down just a little bit, as much as I can. What speed? As slow as you can go without stopping. So heavy stain, just go as slow as you can go without stopping. Before I had my trolling motor, I used to put my engine in gear and get the boat moving and then take it out of gear. That's all I was doing. I would just drag, guys. When I was trolling for striper, look, this is what I was doing. I'm telling you, like I would let the wind blow me back and forth, and then I'd pull up again. Because I knew they were there. I didn't want to leave them, but I wanted to keep them moving. So the boat would just move around, or I'd do like little figure eights, but I'm telling you, crazy slow. And I'd send them down, get a little bit of noise to them. So don't be afraid of the murkiness. And I don't think the stain around shy beaver is something that's going to stop them from biting. I mean, they're big fish, guys. They've got to eat. So, unfortunately, Mike, I would say, yeah, the better decision may have been to stay. But who knows? Who knows? We're still very early in the season, and I think that you guys in this chat, you folks who've been showing up steady for these live streams, you're thinking about it. And that's the first thing, man, because you're going to gain clarity. These little tidbits that I'm throwing out there, hopefully you're not taking them as gospel because, you know, I'm not on the water in the moment with you. And you are. You're right there trying to figure it out. And it's Pandora's box, you know what I mean? But you have these little tidbits. And as long as you're thinking about it and you're recalling them, it's up to you then to figure out how to apply it, how it's being affected. But you're thinking about it. And like Mike just pointed out, like the next time he's out there and he sees stained water, he's going to be like, I'm not afraid of stained water now. I'm staying right here because I know the fish are here, or this is most likely where they're at. I'm gonna see it through. I'm gonna stick with it. Good feedback, man. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. I think that I have for a channel this size, guys. You gotta understand, like we're doing really good You guys are participating. You guys are staying for these live streams. You're watching all my videos and stuff. It's such a small channel, and the feedback that I'm getting from you guys is incredible. It's feedback that makes this channel act as though it's bigger than what its sub count is. And I've been YouTubing for a little bit, and it's kind of a silly thing. We're really talking about fishing, but never forget I'm a YouTuber, so I obsess about those numbers too. We're doing so much better than one could have anticipated. It has been a great, great year for me. I really mean it. I really feel blessed. I feel like God has blessed me this year. And it's not just like personally with the charter and stuff, but it's with you guys. It's with this community. I love you guys, and thank you so much for, being right here with me. It's been incredible. It's not slowing down. I know this live stream's coming to this live stream chunk of live streams. It's coming to an end. We're putting a bookend on it, but it's not the end. Not even close. We're just switching over so we can better focus on fishing. And I'm still going to stop back in, and we're going to have these conversations, and we're just going to learn this lake, man. We're going to learn how to catch fish together. We're going to hang out at some of these events. And there's a lot of good stuff happening. I feel a shift. Do you guys notice this? Those of you who have been at Lewistown Lake as long as I have, there's been a culture that's been stagnant and a little stale. And I feel like there's a shift now. There's like this positivity coming. It's like we're finally realizing that we're lucky to have such an incredible fishery. And you guys are right here for the start of it. You get to see this whole thing shift right now, right in front of you. You're a part of it. It's been incredible. The bigger part of this has been to you guys, and I'm so glad. I really just feel blessed to just be standing in the midst of it. So thank you guys for all the support, all the love, all the respect. I feel it. Thank you. So I'm going to stay on for another 5 minutes or so, and then I'm going to say goodnight for the night. And I'm going to be heading south to Florida in just a couple days. And that is just so that I can do the motorcycling thing. But I'm going to come back refreshed, refocused, and excited to go catch some fish with y'all. I don't really do the self-promoting thing here for my charter too much. But let me do that just for a minute here. I know I do, of course. I promote things, of course, but not like this. So let me go to randallrydes.com real quick. If you guys want to go fishing with me, you go to my site here. There's a tab for fishing. And you just scroll down. And right there is my Lake Lewistown fishing charter right at the top. That is the one for you guys. So we can do a jigging trip like that picture has right there. But I think what we would end up doing on one of these charters is I would probably mix it up. We would go for striper, perch, Lakers, catfish, kind of like a mixed trip. And if you're with me, I guarantee we're going to throw some jigs on. We're going to be doing a little bit of jigging for Lakers too. So you get a full picture, a lot of different presentations. I will get you involved. You will be busy. You do not sit and be idle when you're on my trips. I will absolutely get you involved. And right down here, I want to point out the ride-along ticket for fishing and grilling right here at the bottom. I kept the same picture for you so you'd be familiar. And if you guys want to ride along with me while at fishing and grilling, right here's your ticket to do so. This is the least expensive way to get on a boat with a charter. Take advantage of it. I appreciate you guys telling me to have a great trip. I am. I'm really looking forward to it. Honestly, I get a little bit stir crazy over the winter, and so I'm looking forward to just breaking loose and going down. Not much for the sand, but I'm looking forward to the Florida weather. I'll probably just be about 2 weeks, something like that. Well, I'm looking forward to it. A little wind in the hair, you know. It's gonna be a good trip. Ray, good evening. Oh, it's fine, man. Catch up anytime. And YouTube records these, so you can go back and watch it if you want. I think tonight we covered a lot of good information. You might want to do that. You might want to actually do that. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. Glitchy? Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Hal. Appreciate it. So Daryl, I don't update the calendar to show when I'm available because it's too busy. And I usually have some ideas with some windows sometimes. So sometimes I'll have a charter. Let's say, they'll be saying they're not sure if they can go Tuesday or Wednesday. And so I just save both those days and I work with them and try to figure something out. And so there's a lot of reasons I don't do that. I do it the old fashioned way. I've got a calendar and I write you in. That's what I'm doing. And I prefer to do that too because that calendar can cement you into something. And I don't know if you know this about me yet. I'm real big on having the freedom of flexibility. So I don't like to cement myself. I don't like to pigeonhole myself too tight. So the answer to that, Daryl, no, I do not have the calendar to show my availability. My calendar simply says when I'll be here, when I'll be around. So if you click on the calendar right here and you scroll down, you'll see I'm getting ready to go to Daytona. This is off by a week, by the way. Interesting enough. But fishing and grilling, I'm going to be out doing the fishing and grilling thing these days. These are your ride-along tickets that you can book for. And then if you flip forward, here's April, and you can see there's nothing scheduled. There's nothing scheduled there because I'm fishing. I'm going to be at the lake fishing. So that schedule right there is being filled in as I see fit, as I come to it. But you can see I don't have anything keeping me from booking a charter. And if you go forward to May, you'll see that I have some stuff marked on here that I am unavailable because I'll be in Myrtle Beach. And then there's a couple dates right here I cannot book for because I have paddling and bassing, which is the kayak event that you guys have heard so much about. But these white days here before paddling and bassing, by all means, if you're interested in booking them, talk to me. And then I'll adjust my schedule in Myrtle Beach to come up here and be here for you. You see, everything I'm doing is just me. I think that's something people forget, and I like to point it out sometimes. So if you see something on the website, if you see a video done and you see music, you hear music in it, the live stream is being put on by me, all the scheduling, all the events, it's one guy. So I have a lot going on, and I like it that way. I kind of need that. I like to stay engaged and busy. But you've got my phone number. So you have full access to me. I hope you guys take advantage to it. We'll work it out, is what I'm saying. So if you want to know when I'm available, just ask. Just give me a shot. Give me a call. Give me a text. We'll work it out. Mike, I ate tonight. I already ate. I had some stew. Had some leftover beef stew. It was delicious. Had a great stop at the local butcher shop. I went in. He had some 2 or 3 pound roast sitting in there, and I said, no, I was really trying to get like a 4 or 5 pound roast, like a big roast, because I had this big crock pot, essentially, a big roaster. And he says, I'll just cut you one. I'm like, you can do that? And he's like, yeah, sure. So he pulls out of this freezer, guys. It was half a cow. Put it on his shoulder, he brought it over, throws it up on the table, and he just eyeballs it out and starts cutting it, and he gives me this beautiful roast. And of course, it was a little over 5 pounds. He made sure I got that 5 pounds. I'm sure he knew what he was doing. But yeah, it was delicious. It really was. Jingo, here's to a good fishing season. And Buck, thank you. I will have a good trip. I will. And Greg, Lakers are firing up right now. Generally speaking, that is true. I think the best is yet to come. And Brian, you said, see you on the lake soon, Randall. I will see you soon, Brian. Yes, sir. Daryl, I'll get in touch with you when I get back to PA. All right, Daryl. I hope you do, man. Hope you do. Good days are right in front of us, guys. And if you haven't made plans to yet, do that. Get your rig ready. What I didn't show you, I did want to show you guys this real quick before we run out of here. If you guys go onto my website and like here's the dock update video that I just posted. If you didn't watch this, and this is a good one, it talks about the Veterans Barbecue on April 28th. But what I want to show you is if you go down to the bottom, just below the video here, there's this whole more section. You'll see that I linked all these affiliate links for Amazon, right? So if you want to look at rods and reels, I'll click on reels right here, right? It'll automatically bring you to the Fishin reel that I recommend you pick up. And right now they're doing a pretty good price on it. It's about as low as I've seen it. So this is the Fishin reel that I use on my trolling rods and reels. It's the Okuma Cold Water, low profile. And I do the left-hand reel. You can do the right or left, whatever you want. But yeah, this is the one I'm recommending that you guys pick up. So by clicking on these links, Amazon will actually send me a small commission. And I wanted to point out that there's a lot of people doing that because I see the clicks coming through. So thank you for doing that. And if you haven't been, there you go. That's how you do it. You just follow you just click on one of the links down below the video. This video, as a matter of fact. But thank you for that. All right, Daryl, I'll see you I'll talk to you when you get back to Pennsylvania. All right. And Tom, I see you, man. 40 minutes late. It's all good. I was just talking about that. YouTube records it, so don't worry about it. If you're late, you're late. It's no big deal. You can actually show up tomorrow and watch it. So it's recorded. You're good, man. Thank you for saying hi in the comments. Hope you guys are doing good. So if you guys will do this before you leave, hit the thumbs up. I'm going to stay on just for about 5 more minutes, and then I'll say goodnight for the night. And if you haven't done the sub to the channel, I appreciate it. It's growing really fast. I have no complaints, and I think it's because you guys are enjoying this content. So I'm going to keep at it. There's no slowing down here. I really do think the videos and the live streams are getting incrementally better with each one. So I do think the best is yet to come. I do believe that. The charters are getting smoother. I was actually doing a ton of work to the boat today. My boat is coming together. My project boat that I started with my old man years back, it's finally like getting to that point where I feel like it's looking good. It's looking good, guys. I can't wait to share it with you. I do have a boat build video in the plans for you guys. I'm still putting that together. And my year in review video from last year. I think it's going to be a short video, but I want to share that with you too. Some catches you haven't witnessed, some people who've been out on the boat that you guys haven't seen yet. So just little odd and end clips from some cool catches through the year. And so I'm working on those things to get them to you as well. But I'm not stressing about them because I don't do that. So keep it coming. Good luck. Good luck looking to Lewistown for the Lakers, then July for Erie. Hope to see you out there. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Erie as well. I can't wait, man. I didn't say it. I do charter at Erie. Just same thing, randallrydes.com. It's just another charter. You guys can go up there, but let me know. Marcus, good evening, my friend. It's all good, man. I'm glad you're here, man. Fishing and grilling. So, yeah, Marcus is talking about paddling and bassing. I do anticipate the paddling events becoming very big. I'm not going to be shocked if we bust at the seams on that one. I think we're going to have some people come in and help us out with that. I'm not sure who that's going to be. I have some ideas, but I think we need more hands than what we've got. So if you guys aren't familiar yet with paddling and bassing, the videos are all over. You guys can check them out on my channel, of course, and the events listing is up. It is a 2-overnight kayaking adventure. We all meet the night before and we camp over, paddle and fish, camp over, paddle and fish. That's what it looks like, and then we leave for the day. So it's a Saturday, Sunday event. It's very available. The water that we're paddling is very entry-level paddling, so you don't have to be nervous about this. Do look into the paddling and bassing event if you haven't done much kayak fishing. This is going to be the one to break you in. And if you are a veteran to kayak fishing, you don't want to miss this one because we do some fishing. We do a lot of catching. This is a high catch rate trip. And I think you'll be upset if you miss it. I think you'll have a good time if you come and upset if you miss it. On a side note, I did pick up a really nice kayak. David, probably not going to watch this live stream, but David is the guy I bought it from. You guys may see him at Paddling and Bassin. I tried to convince him to come. He's a fantastic, competitive kayak angler. So he knows what he's doing from the kayak. he knows how to put some bass in the boat. So hopefully he does make it out. I think I have a lot I can learn from him. We all could. But I twisted his arm hard enough that he let me take his kayak, his old kayak, his previous one, off of his hands. He has a couple rigs, but we took this one off his hands. So more to follow on that. I'll give you guys pictures of the new kayak coming up. But pretty excited about the paddling and bassing season ahead too. I'm glad Marcus showed up and brought that up. Guys, 2024 is going to be incredible. I was talking to Marcus the other day, and we had an incredible 2023. I still think that 2024 is going to make it look small. With that, guys, I'm going to say goodnight to you. Thank you so much for tuning in for the live stream. Y'all are awesome. Much love and much respect. God bless you guys. That was the last live stream. God bless you all. Have a good night. See ya.